How do you want us?
Very fair.
Right, we're all here. We might commence the proceedings. Before I start, I would like to acknowledge that this ceremony is being held on Aboriginal land, and we recognise the strength and resilience and the capacity of the Aboriginal people in this land. Today I'd like to welcome Assistant Commissioner Keith Harrop, AFSM, representing Commissioner Shane Fitzsimmons, AFSM, Councillor John McMahon, Deputy Mayor of Oberon Council, representing Mayor Keith Sullivan, Councillors Neil Francis and Clive McCarthy from Oberon Council, Chief Superintendent John Parmody, Region East Manager, members of Jenolan Caves Trust and the National Parks and Wildlife Service, brigade officers, service members, medal recipients, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to the our station opening and truck handover and medal presentation. It's a really packed program today. We usually only do one or two of these things at once, but today we've got the full gamut with the three different items. So Barry, I hope you charged the audience the appropriate fee when they came through the door. Okay, right, we might kick off with our first speaker today, and that's Deputy Mayor John McMahon. Thank you, John.
Thank you, Superintendent Shedd, for the opportunity, giving me the opportunity to address this distinguished gathering. The Jenolan Caves Brigade members have for years been trying to get support for a new station building. I can recall discussions regarding the condition of the old station with the white ants and later on the discovery of asbestos in the building. The move to build a new station really began to move along 4 years back. I think that was about the time the building was found to contain dangerous levels of asbestos. Funding for the new station was made possible by generous contributions from the National Parks, Rural Fire Service, Jenolan Caves Trust and the Oberon Council have also agreed to fund the shortfall. I feel I must congratulate Captain Barry Richard and his brigade members for their years of service to our community. The Oberon Council recognises the dedication and unselfish nature of all Rural Fire Service members who put the safety and personal property of others before their own. I must also congratulate Captain Richard on his 32 years as captain of the Jenolan Caves Brigade. Not many men have such a fine record of service to our community. Also here today is another man who has made a great contribution to the Rural Fire Service. In 1989-1990, the state government changed the law in relation to fire control officers. Prior to that date, the position of fire control officer was held by our Shire President. The council discussed the matter and we placed an ad in our local paper offering the position of a fire control officer in the Oberon area. A young man from Black Springs, Eddie Gibbons, applied for the position and was duly employed with a 50-50 funding arrangement with the state government. This, I believe, was the start of the golden time for the Rural Fire Service in the Oberon area. It was during Eddie's time as fire control officer, our brigade fleet of firefighting vehicles was modernised with mainly diesel units, and that in itself was a great safety aspect because I was always nervous in serious fire situations with petrol units. And I believe that we owe Eddie a debt of gratitude for all the work that he's done in modernising our unit, because I recall on numerous occasions in discussions with Eddie, he said, John, he said, if it's one thing I'll do before I leave this job, is that I'm going to modernise these units. And he did. So I congratulate Eddie for that and the work he's done through all the years. The Oberon Council recognises the contributions made to our Shire by you, the Rural Fire Service, and I can assure each and every one of you of our continuing support. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, John. Our next speaker is Assistant Commissioner Keith Harrop. Keith, would you like to?
Thanks, Tom. If I could also just acknowledge Councillor John McNarn, Deputy Mayor of Oberon Council. Thank you for being here, John. And your fellow councillors, Neil Francis and Clyde McCarthy. Chief Superintendent John Parnaby from the Region East Manager. Could I also acknowledge Peter Austin, the Director, I think you are, Peter, of the Caves Trust, and also Duncan Scott Lawson, the Acting Area Manager of National Parks and Wildlife Service. Your own Superintendent, Tom Shirt, Barry Richards, the Captain, lucky Captain today, getting all these things handed out to him. Other brigade officers and service members, ladies and gentlemen, and although it might seem strange, probably the most important people of all here today, and that's the medal recipients. As you said, John, today's a big day for the brigade. We've got it sort of packaged up 3 items in one, and I note with interest your comments about Eddie, and it's good to see Eddie again, and as a once-time district manager and everything, Eddie and I knew each other back in those days, and you're right, we've seen the culmination of work that Eddie started and that has been continued on into the years ahead, and no doubt will continue on further as needs require. And it's good to see you here, Eddie. Tanker handover is always a big occasion for a brigade, and I was just talking to Tom earlier on, and he tells me one of the things that you're really pleased about with this truck is it actually goes up the hills with a bit of grunt, whereas the one previously was a little bit sluggish. But what we've got here is one of our state-of-the-art tankers. We've got all our crew protection gear on it and things like that. And I think all of you, particularly looking at some of the medal recipients, you can't but help say that things have improved over the years compared to what we had. And yes, we've had heartaches as we've progressed forward and everything, but generally the service has gone ahead in leaps and bounds, and a tanker like that is a symbol of that. Your station opening, always a big occasion for a brigade, and I didn't know quite some of the background, but I listened to your comments and the wide asbestos and things like that. So here we are today sitting in a brand new station, and of which I'm no doubt you're very proud, and hopefully it'll serve you well into the future. And last but not least, the occasion of medal issuing. I did a quick tally, and thanks to my wife who actually drew it to my attention on the way down here, and I sought her permission to use this phrase, so she pointed out that the combined membership of the people we're recognising today comes close to nearly half a millennium. And when you start putting it into that sort of context, it's actually 482 years. That's a hell of a lot of dedication to the community in the Jenolan Caves and the Oberon area, and I think you're to be congratulated. And basically volunteerism is the backbone of our organisation. Both the service and the senior service officers recognise that and appreciate that, as does the government of the day, and as I know and that we've heard, does your local council. So you're all to be congratulated. Your families are to be congratulated, because without the support of your families, I think we all know we actually couldn't be involved as much as we are. So they're also to be included in the recognition that you people will be receiving today. It would not, it would behoves me to thank Council. John, if you would pass on the thanks to Council for the support that your Council has given in creating the station, the tanker and everything else. And I also acknowledge, as you did, the input of the Caves Trust and National Parks in getting this station built. And clearly that's indicative of a good working relationship in this area between all three of those parties and the Rural Fire Service. And I think all of you are to be congratulated on that as well. So I look forward in due course to handing over the tanker and then opening the station and then presenting the medals to the recipients today. And I thank you very much for having me.
Thanks very much, Keith. Too late, you've already sat down, but I might invite you and John up again. And Barry, if you could do the tanker handover. Thank you. Nobody needs to move out of their seat. We're very fortunate to be very compact here today. We have the tanker right here. So, keys, Barry.
I might better do the official handover, please. There we are. It's easy when you only have one. Come on, Barry. Come on. It's easy when you only have one tanker. I remember our previous commissioner on one occasion when he was handing over 5 tankers actually put all the keys in a hat and then just handed them out and then stood back and watched the fun as each brigade tried to get into their truck. But anyway, you're right. What I'd like to do is hand over to you, Barry, and to your brigade, your new tanker, and I hope it looks after you well in the future, as I'm sure it will. Thanks very much. Say a few words or not? Or you got to wait till the station opens. Then you don't even have to say anything if you don't want to.
Okay, well, yeah. While we've got our special guests here, we might move on to the medal presentation, and I might ask Mick to come up and look after that side of things.
We have a couple of national medals to hand out first. The first one is to Eddie Gibbons, who's receiving a national medal. Eddie commenced work with the New South Wales Rural Fire Service when he became the Fire Control Officer in Oberon in September 1990. In 2003, following the zoning of the Oberon and Bathurst, he became the Learning and Development Officer, a position which he remained in until he retired in 2007. Eddie is presently a Group Captain for Group 7 in the Chifley Zone, Captain of the Black Springs Brigade, and is a committed member of the District and Zone Management Committees as well. In appreciation to his hard work and dedication to the Rural Fire Service, Eddie's today receiving a national medal. Eddie?
Congratulations. Thank
you. The second national medal we've got is for Barry Richard. Barry joined the Jenolan Caves Brigade in 1965 when he was elected captain in 1979 when the brigade came an official Rural Fire Service brigade. He still holds the role today, as well as being an elected Deputy Group Officer for Group 8 in 2006. He continues to represent the volunteers on a number of district and zone management committees and is an inspirational mentor to new and junior members within his group. He is also Chifley Zone's resident first aid trainer and assessor, and for his continued commitment to the dedication of the Rural Fire Service, he's today receiving a national medal with a 2nd and 3rd clasps. Barry?
Turn around. Barry, turn around.
Go turn around. For the paparazzi. You all right? Everybody all right? Can't upset the pepper.
Okay, we now have a number of long service medals. The first one is John Armstrong. John is receiving a long service medal and first class for 21 years of service as a member of the Back Creek Brigade.
There we go. Well done, mate. You've got to get your photo taken.
Big flash.
That's all right. You're done. You're done. Come with that one.
The next one we have is Michael Massey. Michael's receiving a 10-year long service medal for 16 years of service as a member of the Oberon Headquarters and the Back Creek Brigades. Michael?
Just sell it. Well done. Thank you. No. You don't get away with that.
Okay, well, moving right along, we might just move over towards the plaque over there, the door, where we have the plaque behind the
Okay. Where's Barry? Barry, got to stand here too. Your station. Okay, I've got much pleasure in declaring the Jenolan Fire Station officially open. Okay, traditionally, when we open the station, we give the captain a plaque in commemoration of the occasion. Hopefully you'll feel the warm and we also give you a flag, but negotiations re-flagpoles is left to the captain and the council. We don't do those negotiations. What we do is give the flag
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that draws to an end our presentation here today. I would just like, in closing, to acknowledge the help we received today from our Barry and his brigade members, our dedicated staff, Emma and Monique, and Michael for all their help today in making it possible. So thank you very much. I'd like to invite you to some light refreshments in the room, the meeting room there, and that's about it. Thank you very much for coming. That's it.